Get ready for another episode, Pulp Fantasy. In this month's episode, we're going to be talking about the 3 C's, the Combine, contracts, and Cocaine Bear. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Pulp Fantasy. My name is Scott Rainier. You can find me on Twitter at MunderDifflinFF. And with me as always is my counterpart, Ariel. Ariel, where can they find you?
Hello, you can find me on Twitter at Trash Sandwiches, and you can find either of us on Twitter and on YouTube under the In Between Media banner. If you like what we do here at In Between Media, please do be so kind as to like and subscribe on YouTube, on Twitter, follow along. The team's putting out some great stuff. There's all kinds of content now. It's fantasy football off season and football off season, but there's still so much stuff like golf and racing and lifestyle talks and so much more. Follow along.
And we're well into the NFL offseason now, as Trash mentioned. 2022 season, Chiefs Super Bowl victory, in the rearview mirror. So we have a lot. We're looking forward now. And one of the first things that happens that we all pay attention to the NFL offseason is the Combine.
One of the most important events that we all look at the NFL Combine is that 40-yard dash. And now, Scott, I got to wondering, what would be the timing of the actual farming equipment combine doing a 40-yard dash? I'm up here in farmland. I thought, what would this time be? What do you think?
Well, it's a great question. And if only some silly YouTube series would actually get to the bottom of it and figure out how fast an actual combine does a 40-yard dash. Speaking of the 40-yard dash, fastest 40 time at the 2023 NFL Combine was run by former University of Michigan cornerback DJ Turner, 4.26 seconds. That is blazing fast. One of the fastest times in history. However, little known fact, there was a faster time run at the 2023 Combine, also by a CB. Unfortunately, this CB was disqualified due to performance enhancing drugs.
What the fuck is that? Shoot it! Higher, baby. And don't ever come down.
So, Trash, that first clip we showed of the Combine, I mean, it literally went about 5 feet. So we probably should check back in and see where it's at, see the progress.
Yeah, I don't think it's made it those 40 yards yet, but we'll see. Also at the Combine, one of the important things that happens is people getting measured and weighed and all those other good things determine if they're worthy, right? So Bryce Young, there was a lot of speculation, what was going to happen there, some height concerns. And, you know, he measured in at the Combine at 5 feet, 10 and an eighth of an inch, which I'll just say as a short person, when you add on that eighth of an inch, you are desperate. But, you know, it's the same height as Kyler Murray. So like maybe we don't have as many concerns about his height. I don't know. I'm personally wondering how he got to be that tall, but I have a theory that he was taking inspiration from a favorite childhood or adolescent show of mine, which is Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, and followed his tips for how to try out to basketball when you're not that tall. And I think Bryce Young may have done the same thing.
I can't decide. Did you get taller? 6 inches. That's amazing. How did you do that? Socks. Socks. How many? 40 pairs.
So at the top of the episode, we promised that we would be talking about the triple C's, Combine, contracts, and Cocaine Bear. We have talked about Combine and Cocaine Bear. Now let's talk about contracts, trades. Scott, what's the news that you're hearing out there?
So one of the big names out there right now, a lot of trade rumors, a lot of people thinking it's imminent, is Aaron Rodgers being traded away from the Green Bay Packers. However, in some offseason news. Before any trade happens or would happen, Aaron Rodgers took part in what's called a darkness retreat. I didn't really know what that was. I don't think Ariel knew what that was. So as we do on this show, we got permission to attempt to track Mr. Rodgers down while he was doing this darkness retreat to try and get an interview, try and get some words, see how it was going. So we sent our actual trash sandwiches. We sent her to the alleged location of this darkness retreat. And she ascended into the darkness. We gave her a gun for protection. You never know. It's dark in there and all that kind of stuff. And here's how that went. So as you can see, Trash had no luck finding Mr. Rodgers amidst the darkness, and we found out why. Aaron Rodgers was actually never sent to a darkness retreat. To save a little bit of the moolah, the Green Bay Packers tricked him into thinking he was going to a darkness retreat. Instead, covered his entire head with a plaster of Paris cast. So that way, to him, everything was dark. And we were able to get footage of that. The Packers were nice enough to give us some footage of how that actually went.
Okay, now that the plaster's drying, you'll see why we lubricated the subject's face with Vaseline first.
Oh no, we forgot the lube.
Aaron?
Can you hear us? What do we do?
Doctor, what if someone, no one in this room, mind you, forgot to lubricate before applying the plaster?
Oh, one of my lab techs made that mistake once. It becomes impossible to remove the mask without literally skinning the subject alive. It takes 5 days for the plaster to slough off on its own.
A mistake was made and we can't remove your mask yet. We're gonna leave you in here until after the class is over, because if
Jets.
he sees you like this, we can kiss our
Trade.
certification goodbye.
He seems pretty upset.
Hold on. Look how happy he is now.
Something that would make me look happy is if we check back in on that Combine's 40 time and it was maybe close to being done.
Now, speaking of trade rumors or speculation or something, anything, let's talk about Lamar Jackson. We can't not, I guess. The Ravens have given him the non-exclusive franchise tag, so they're, looking to see if they'll get any other offers, if they want to match those offers. This whole thing, though, has been drawn out for, I think, at least a year, maybe even more. I mean, he played on that 1-year deal, but seems like there is no movement anytime soon. We're all just waiting here. And I have a message for Lamar Jackson from me. I think I can speak for Scott when I say it comes from you. I'm going to say it comes from all of us. Lamar, please.
I can't wait for him. Because waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing.
And there you have it. Another episode of Pulp Fantasy, our first off-season episode that we've done. It's been a minute since you've seen me and Trash on the screen doing this crazy, goofy show. And just like every time we've done it before, I personally had a lot of fun coming up with this. As soon as I saw the previews for the movie Cocaine Bear, I texted Ariel and said, we are going to do something about Cocaine Bear and Pulp Fantasy. And here you have it. So what did you think about this episode, Trash?
I loved it as always. We always have a lot of fun coming up with stuff, bringing you clips. I like watching clips. I had a good time rewatching some Brooklyn Nine-Nine for this.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
it's always a good time. And we hope that you folks also enjoy your time with us here at Pulp Fantasy, with everybody over at In Between Media. Hope that you'll follow along on YouTube, subscribe. Keep an eye out for the live streams for all of our video on demand stuff like this and other clips, and join us all along on this crazy journey that we call life.
I concur and wish everybody a great offseason. I hope your teams trade for or acquire all the players you want, and every team in the league wins the Super Bowl this year. No, that's just not going to happen. So anyway, another episode. We'll see you later in the offseason. And remember,
Wait.
what?
We never finished the Combine's 40, did we?
Shit, you're right.
Let's go check in.
All right. All right, that's finally over. Okay, and remember, laugh at stuff.
So we actually did the math on this, and the conversion from miles per hour to yards per second is 1.95556 yards per second. So an average combine traveling 4 miles per hour would finish a 40-yard dash in 78.2224 seconds. Finally, something slower than Kyron Williams.